read 10 pages, lift 100 reps, write 100 words, walk 10,000 steps. Those are standards I'm trying to set for the day. Keep it simple, stupid by keeping it stupid simple. I'm starting to think of these videos as commonplace videos where I can share book notes. So here are a few on the power of simplicity. First one from a book I just finished reading. No director likes to begin the first day of shooting with a crucial or complex scene. If something goes wrong, you're behind right from the start, and that's never any fun. That's from Jaws Log. Today, you can write a simple prompt and get a video of a shark. This book was released in 1975. The same year Jaws was released. It was extremely complicated to get a video of a shark in 1975, and that's whether it's a real shark or a fake shark. They had both, and no matter what, it requires real large bodies of water. That isn't simple. When I say they had both, they didn't have like a real shark on hand that they could shoot whenever, but they did do a few days shooting in the ocean, capturing footage of real sharks. But they did always have that fake shark, which proved to be like pretty difficult to work with, but they made it work. And of course, Jaws is this classic movie. So one thing I'm trying to simplify is editing these videos. And from Jaws Log, here's a note about Verna, the editor. Verna, working at all hours in her room, was able to rough cut together whole sequences as they were filmed. And often we'd be able to look at a scene just a few days after it was shot, seeing in it an approximation of its final form, as it would look in the completed movie. Editing speed helped them with a tight feedback loop. I'm just sort of slow at editing right now, so I'm trying to figure out like a format that like doesn't require a lot of editing. So yeah, trying out like this audiogram thing, we'll see. One solution I see in courses is to hire an editor, and I'm sure, yeah, there's editors that can do a way better job, but I don't want to deal with the overhead right now of hiring someone. And I just love the tight feedback loop of it just being me working on this. So the main takeaway from the Jaws Log is, man, it was hard to make movies before. Just like chapter after chapter of how hard it was to make Jaws. But also they were filming a movie that involved water, and that always ends up being like pretty difficult to shoot. So that's why James Cameron is a master of that, and he was able to do that with Abyss, and now of course with the Avatar movies. And Steven Spielberg was able to do it with Jaws. It made me feel grateful that I can just sort of make videos and share them with people. Now, of course, I'm not making Jaws, but the fact you can write, film, edit, add effects, and music all on one or two devices that you already have. Really pretty nuts. Next up, a quote for writing. The great mystery writer Raymond Chandler once confessed that even if he didn't write anything, he made sure he sat down at his desk every single day and concentrated. I understand the purpose behind his doing this. This is the way Chandler gave himself the physical stamina a professional writer needs, quietly strengthening his willpower. This sort of daily training was indispensable to him. The daily goal can simply be showing up. That helps drive the weekly goal, which is making a video. The process is simple. If there's no video to edit, then I should be writing. But simple isn't always easy. There's a lot of things to distract me, but I also need to just give myself a chance first by showing up at the desk every day. This actually is the strongest of my standards, which I mean daily writing. If I wasn't thinking about this as any sort of structured pursuit, I'd probably check this off the most frequently anyway. The problem again is distraction. So some other video idea comes to mind. I want to go write that thing, or I want to just make a short and not use any of the systems that I'm trying to build, and then that just throws me off. Right now, I want to make videos about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms and the laws of power, but I want to make videos like this too. So it's just about staying on track. And I started reading this book called Intentional by Chris Bailey. I'll do a future video about that, but it is about trying to set your intentions and then try to keep them. Next up, a quote for lifting, the 100 reps portion of this. Competitive sophistication, rather complication masked as sophistication, is harmful as compared to the practitioner's craving for optimal simplicity. This is from Nassim Taleb in Antifragile, but I first read it quoted in Pavel Tsatsulin's Simple and Sinister, which is a very simple program with 10 Turkish get-ups and then 100 swings every day. Simple doesn't mean easy, of course. Strong lifts 5x5 plus is fairly simple. This is something that I started recently, which is 3 workouts a week, 5x5 day, 5x5 day, and a 3x8 day. So I've been trying to do that, just trying to focus on getting 3 barbell workouts in each week. I've experimented in the past few months trying to do 4-day or even like a 6-day a week workout. Now I'm just trying to nail can I just get 3 days each time? What would happen is I would do like 4 days of a 1 hour workout, but then I'd only do like 30 minutes of it, or 6 days and just would never hit 6 days. What I'm trying to do is fewer days, but really trying to do the full workout, taking the hour if I need to take the hour. I just need to make sure to increase the weights I'm lifting over time. Sounds simple enough. I started light, but it's been a few weeks, so I'm needing to push on different movements, and I need to not get distracted. If I can't add 5 pounds a week, it doesn't mean I'm permanently stalled and I don't need to like start thinking about another program to hop to. Here's Pavel on repeating weights. He writes, "The latter worry that flatlining for a month is a waste of time. Fret not, sons and daughters. You are still making progress when you are repeating the same workload over and over. If this were not true, logging and similar jobs would not make men out of boys, and undeniably, they do. You are solidifying your gains, as old-time lifters used to say." I love that idea of you're not stalling, you're solidifying your gains. I wish I used that advice like years and years ago, because anytime I would stall, I'd start thinking, oh, I need to just hop to something else. Next highlight is on walking, so the 10,000 steps of this. When you start adding too much stuff in terms of machines, equipment, magazines, heart rate monitors, books, and all the rest, you start complicating something that should really be pretty simple. Is this enough? That's always the question. And the hard part is to trust the process, even if it seems too simple. Actually, I thought one objection would be that these daily standards of steps, reading, writing, walking, and lifting, they actually seem too easy at some point. It wouldn't be enough for any real change. I found it's actually been kind of hard to hit all 5 of these like day after day after day. Logging the standards has been pretty similar to the reality when you finally start tracking calories. It's like, oh, I actually missed this day. Oh, right, I didn't get the steps in here. I opened the Kindle app and it says I missed a day of reading. Really like looking at it, am I actually doing these things every single day? That becomes eye-opening. So here's Dan John again. He writes about following a process. Of the most common errors in training is to start questioning the process. This often happens after an athlete reads or hears something new and exciting, but we must trust the process, trust the path. Let the process happen, and something that doesn't happen as often as I wish, finish the process. I start questioning if it's worth trying to do all of these things, but the answer is yes, they're all reasonable, and the long-term effects would be healthy. Just gotta trust the process, trust the path, even if the path often looks a lot like a treadmill.